Hello, dear friends. To believe is to create, and to visualize the world we want to live in is to manifest it. Opinion piece. Imagine a paradise, a pure land of happiness. Let them say we are crazy. We can build this dream together. Is it too good to be true? We apologize to future generations. The brain works like a quantum computer. Movement from centralized to decentralized banking. There are white hats everywhere that reveal things. Let's start. Nothing will stop us now, according to Casper. We were sleeping, but not anymore. I see a paradise. This world I have found is too good to be true, but it is. Let the world around us crumble. We can build this dream together, and nothing is going to stop us now. Let them say we are crazy. What do they know? It's trying to bring out the best, because the old movie is coming to an end. We are coming to the end of the old era, and the world as we have known it for thousands of years. And so it is the end of the year 2022. Goodbye, old life. Hello, new earth. It's time to celebrate you. Dear future generations, please accept our apologies for the damage we have done to Mother Earth. We were drunk with greed. Poetry. You may think I am a poor knave, or a crazy dreamer, or an incurable romantic, or a senile old man, or someone who hasn't matured yet. But I don't accept the digital tyranny they want to impose. As John Lennon sang, imagine all the people living in peace, living lives in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope one day you'll join us and the world will be one. Or, as Olivia Newton-John sang, Xanadu is a place where no one dared to go, and it's the love we came to know. They call it Xanadu. And now, open your eyes and see. What we have done is real. We are in Xanadu. The dream that came through a million years, that lived through all the tears, came to Xanadu. A million lights are dancing, and there you are, like a shooting star. Definition. A paradise is a very pleasant and lush place, a garden of delights where the blessed enjoy the divine presence. Thus, its original meaning refers to an extensive and well-groomed garden, which is presented as a beautiful and pleasant place, where, in addition to trees and flowers, one can see animals in freedom enjoying nature. According to Gnostic tradition, the tree of life that will provide for the saints is found in paradise next to the tree of knowledge that contains divine power. The gods were said to rest in the meadows of the Elysian fields, free from sin, evil, and earthly desires. In this place of peace, death was unknown. In the Buddhist tradition, the pure land of Sukhavati is the heaven of bliss or supreme happiness. In that realm, there are no suffering beings. Beings only enjoy all kinds of happiness. Hence, it is called supreme bliss. Goloka Vrindanava is the eternal abode of God Krishna. It is a land of plenty, wealth, and natural beauty, like a garden of Eden. Devotees believe that souls are kept within the material universe and are born again and again to perfect themselves until they are never born again and appear in Krishna's heaven. Reset News. According to Steve Biko, there is a dwelling island of staunch supporters of the dark side who continue to struggle futilely. Their funds are drying up or being confiscated. Former White House advisor Jim Rickards explained how the Eisenstein project, which is the code for the Davos financial restart, was being prepared by BlackRock and other financial institutions to facilitate the old world order, but it is failing. White hats everywhere. According to Juan Sabin, what the bad guys didn't expect were human beings of goodwill in the right places to thwart their plans. There are white hats everywhere who keep revealing things they know. Also, the gangs are starting to attack each other because they are jockeying for position. Those who are being ousted from power are fighting back, and they have some very good information that will come out. 2023 is going to be an incredible year. According to Goldilocks, the move from Web 2 to Web 3 banking is a move from centralized banking to decentralized banking. This gives power back to the people in order to make decisions through permissionless mechanisms that allow transactions to be made from the depths of humankind's own creative aspirations. The human brain works like a quantum computer, according to two recent studies published by the BBC. Quantum brain processes could explain why we can still outperform supercomputers when it comes to unforeseen circumstances, making decisions or learning something new. The Davos Forum calls for the abolition of the Christmas tradition in the coming years. It is forbidden to celebrate Christmas in North Korea, Tajikistan, and Somalia. Humanitarian organizations suspend activities in Afghanistan following a ban on women's employment. Food and energy shortages caused the weather legislation could lead to violent unrest in Europe. Putin bans Russian crude oil supplies to countries that have joined the price cap. Hollywood lost more than $500 billion in market value in 2022. Former Twitter CEO arrested for possession of child pornography. Americas. 2022 was a very alarming year for press freedom, with the murder of 12 Mexican journalists. Colombian police dismantled Los Camilo gang after arresting 22 members. The Colombian Amazon awaits an effective policy against deforestation. Chile enacts a law criminalizing the sexual exploitation of minors. Congratulations to Chile. Brazil has the most advanced combat aircraft in Latin America, the F-39. The F-39 Gripen is a fourth or fifth generation fighter with a delta wing designed with forward flaps, which allows high maneuverability in close combat and low operational cost. Why the gold standard was abolished? Nixon's abolition of the gold standard in 1971 broke the fundamental link between the economy and money. Without the link to gold, bank reserves could be created by fiat as they were. This led to a massive expansion of the money supply and debt, says Peter B. Meyer. The power to exploit these debts and control the creation of new money is the most powerful factor in today's economy. The government could create unlimited amounts of credit to control the economy because it is the core of the economic structure. It also gives a privileged position to certain companies, especially banks. In this way, fiat money privatizes the benefits of the new totalitarian socialism. Most may not understand how the historical link to gold makes it impossible for the banking system to grow beyond its clear limits. The answer is that gold limits the amount of money in circulation, which in turn limits the amount of money banks can lend, and that the gold standard, the maximum share of total debt, was limited by around 150%. But once the link to gold was severed, the total debt ratio started to rise. It is now 750% or even higher in some countries, like Japan, for example. Without the link to gold, the amount of economic mischief the government could cause became virtually unlimited. No social goal was too absurd, no war was too expensive, and no government insurance was too expensive not to found. Adjusted for debt and inflation, people have not gotten richer, and some individuals have gotten too rich. Promises of heaven. You have been in serious difficulties due to the financial collapse, and although attempts have been made to overcome it, the old system cannot be restored. Despite the huge bailout, this has failed, and the new system is waiting to replace its Salusa of Sears. By now, you will have heard of plans to return to a precious metal-based system, which will produce stability and allow debts to be reduced, if not cancelled altogether. You are also likely to have heard of the tax system has operated unfairly, and this too will be addressed. You are seeing major changes around you once the necessary conditions are in place. We cannot do that directly ourselves, but we have many allies who are well aware of what is required of them. Once we have fixed the problems that beset you on a day-to-day basis, a great sense of hope will spread amongst you that will raise the frequency of the planet. It will be seen that our promises are meant to lift you all up and give you back what you have been unjustly denied. All of our actions are meant to return you to a point in your evolution that you should have already reached. Those responsible for holding you back will be removed, and faith in the leaders will be restored. The dark ones have reached the end of their reign, and no amount of subterfuge, covert actions, or attempts to blackmail or threaten people will return them to power. Power has always been with you, and soon you will see your visions of a new world fulfilled. Everything has been carefully planned, and when we go into action, it will be swift and very complete. Transmutation. The testing grounds of the earth has been saturated by the blood and life force of millions of inhabitants, and negative frequencies have entered the earth, where they have remained. These energies are slowly being transmuted and will eventually be completely eliminated. Otherwise, Mother Earth would control her own cleansing, and we would assist. Our goal is to keep the outcome of the changes under control, so that there is a minimum amount of damage and loss of life. However, we cannot prevent or interfere with the changes that must take place to restore the earth. If the incoming energies cannot awaken a soul to its true higher divine self, then they are not ready to make the changes necessary to ascend. No one can just come along for the ride, as ascension is a process that requires you to have raised your frequency to the appropriate level. Nor is all lost if you cannot achieve it, as life continues to move in cycles, and new opportunities to ascend will always present themselves to you. Know that you are experiencing your last life on earth as you know it now. However, it is setting to change rapidly before ascension, and you will savor the promise of a wonderful life that awaits you in the future. So be it. That's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.